Managing platforms can feel overwhelming, with multiple stakeholders, conflicting objectives, and various purposes. But it doesn't have to be that complicated. In this video, we'll break down by exploring 3 types of platforms to simplify your approach and make platform management much more manageable. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Teresa and I'm a product leader based in Melbourne, Australia. And on this channel, we explore strategies and tools that inspire us to keep growing in our product career. Now, this video has been inspired by a clip I came across on YouTube. It's a talk by Brandon Chu from 4 years ago, who was a former VP at Shopify. Brandon's topic was around platform management, and I was very intrigued on how he has simplified the complexity of platform management into 3 types of platforms. In this video, I'll share Brandon's view on the difference between product and platform, his 3 types of platforms, and the key success factor to consider when managing these platforms. I'll also drop this video in the description below so you can watch it for yourself. Now, before we jump in, let's look at the history of the role of a product platform manager. This role has emerged over the last 2 decades, largely driven by the rise of platform-based business models and the increasing complexity of technology ecosystems. While there isn't a single moment or date of the emergence of this role, it can be traced back to some key development in the tech industry. In early 2000s, there was a rise of SaaS and cloud computing. As cloud computing and software as a service gained popularity in the early 2000s, companies began building platforms to allow third-party developers to integrate with their core products. For example, Salesforce launched an app exchange in 2005, allowing developers to build applications onto their CRM platform. This created a need for a platform management, where someone would oversee the development and strategy of the platform itself. Companies needed to dedicate roles to manage the complexity of enabling external developers, maintaining the platform, and ensuring their scalability. As we get into late 2000s and early 2010, there is a growth of a 2-sided marketplace and ecosystems. Companies like your Amazon with the AWS and its marketplace, Google, Facebook, and Apple increasingly embracing the platform models, creating ecosystems where developers and users and businesses could interact. The platform business model became dominant, particularly with 2-sided marketplace, where both buyers and sellers interact, and the app stores. Now, the role of a platform product manager evolves to manage these complex ecosystems, aligning the needs of various stakeholders, defining platform policies, and ensuring security and innovation. In the mid-2010s, with expansion of API economy, companies began opening their platforms for integrations with third-party platform services and developers. Products were no longer isolated but needed to connect with other systems to provide value. Product platform managers become essential in defining API strategies, building developer ecosystems, and managing partner integrations. This role became more common as platforms like Stripe, Twilio, and Shopify enable new types of businesses by exposing their APIs and extending their platforms. And from 2010 to today, many leading tech companies are now platform as a business model. Example, your Uber, Airbnb, Amazon, Facebook. As these models matured, managing the platform became distinct from managing individual products. Product platform managers are needed to align the broader platform strategy with the need of various user groups, such as developers, internal teams, external customers. This shift emphasized the need for platform thinking, ecosystem management, and technical product management, making the role of a product platform manager more widely spread. So let's jump into Brandon's talk. The first is the difference between products and platforms. He described product as what we build that is shipped to the end user, which is something we all know and comfortable in describing. And for a platform, it's building on a platform for other builders and creators to ship to their end customer. We only have control on who we let to build or consume on the platform. Now, there are 3 types of platforms. The developer platform. These are the most intuitive of platforms that enable developers to build products faster. The unique quality here is that you as a product manager have no relationship to the end user, example Twilio, AWS, and Stripe. Next is the marketplace consumer platforms, what he calls it a trust platforms, which enables creators and customers of X that allow two types of people to build trust and interact between each other. Example, your Airbnb, Uber, YouTube. Next is a combination of developer platforms and marketplace platforms, which he calls it the product extension platforms. Example, your Shopify, Apple, Salesforce, where the platform will enable developers to build third-party apps to make your product better, which will also make your product more appealing to the end users. And by opening up your product will allow developers to solve a lot more problems and bring a lot more innovation for your end users. Next are the success factors across these platforms. Now, Brandon focused a lot on the product extension platforms, given his experience from Shopify, and looking at what would they do differently if they started from scratch. And he focused on the three areas. One is accelerating the flywheel is your job. Two is earning trust with developers. And third is be patient. Now in this section, I will combine my personal experience as a platform leader with Brandon's talk to walk you through the three platforms and the success factors we need to look out for. Number one, accelerating the flywheel is your job. This is identifying to a self-reinforcing cycle that drives continuous growth and value creation through engagement, innovation, and platform adoption. Once momentum is built, it becomes easier to sustain and accelerate growth. Now, for a developer platform, your flywheel might be having more adoption onto your platform. More engagements means the amount of API is used or called to show that there is engagement and value, and eventually lead to more services that you'll be able to offer on your platform for your developers. For a marketplace platform, your flywheel might have more sellers and more buyers. As that platform focuses on getting more sellers because they are making more money from the buyers, it will attract more buyers because you are focused on making the facilitation easier between the two to transact and build trust. For a product extension platform, Brandon shows that the flywheel are more developers who are building more apps that can give value on getting more end users, which for Shopify are the more merchants. By identifying the flywheel for each platform type, whether it's external facing or internal facing, you can gain a clear, simple understanding of how you can set up your OKRs, structure your teams, and define the product manager's responsibility. Most importantly, once that momentum kicks in, you'll find it much easier to nurture the platform's growth and keep things moving forward. Next is earning trust with developers or end customers. First is about how your business model has to work in harmony. It starts with the purpose, which is the foundation. What is the purpose that your platform exists? Why do you bother to invest time into it? And then you have the policy, what you punish, and the business model, what you reward, sits on top of that purpose. Quick example from around Shopify, their purpose is to make Shopify's product better by helping more merchants succeed. And the business model is the reward, to reward developers if they help merchants succeed. If there are more apps that helps merchants, these developers will be rewarded by ranking high in the app stores, co-marketing with the developers, and get recommended. In terms of the policy, they have to say things that they don't allow because it's not in the best interest of their merchants. And by presenting the policy publicly, give developers transparency on what not to do on the platform. Next, invest in the community. Now think about getting your first developers like getting your first customers of your product. You have to sell, and you have to figure out a way to get people to take a bet on you. As a developer, they have tons of opportunity and tooling out there. After a while, you'll need to create meetups and forums so you can continue to nurture that community. And finally, treat them as your business partners. They invest a lot onto your platform, and if there are disruptions to the service or API calls, then communicate or pick up the phone and call them. You need to give them that respect, manage the relationship in the right way, and you have to do anything to make these developers successful. Everyone loses if they build something that nobody uses. And the last key takeaway is be patient. A platform play needs long-term investment, not short-term. Therefore, your company needs conviction that it will back it and invest it into the long term. The reason is that creativity is unpredictable. You don't know what developers will build with the problem they are trying to solve and the ever-changing technology landscape. Platform changes can take 2 to 5 times longer than building a feature for end customers. It's because that you have to communicate to the developer there are changes to the data model, you have to release the new APIs, you have to wait for the developers to refactor what they need to take in the new APIs and ship the feature. And also you've got to deal with apps or teams that haven't actually adopted the new API. Now it's true that the product platform role is no easy gig with a lot of moving parts. However, I hope Brandon's simplification have give you some sort of structural thinking and guidelines to help you simplify the complexity to get you started or continue on improving. The product platform role is recognized as a distinct role in companies that operate complex platforms, manage multiple products within a large ecosystem, or have a strategy focused on developer engagement. There is also an increasing need for businesses to manage complex and scalable platform that serves multiple user groups, external and internal. If you find this video helpful or inspiring, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Also, if you'd like to share your experience on the different types of platforms, please share in the comments below. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.